coming to you with the latest edition of the Lowcountry Porchcast, where I've got the pleasure of hanging out with people that I've met over the last 30 plus years in the Lowcountry that I feel are having an impact on this beautiful part of the country. Today, man, I'm hanging out with my good buddy, Al Olivetti, on his porch on the south end of Hilton Head Island. Al, good to see you, buddy.
Nice to see you, bud.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
Absolutely, bro. Can't think of a better way to spend that afternoon.
And I'm just trying to think back about when you and I met. And I don't exactly know the first day, but I know like kind of this amalgam of it was, so I'm pushing to mid to late 50s. And so my mid 30s, 20 plus years ago, I decided to start running. And then when I started running, then I started getting encouraged to get into triathlon. And back then you had Go Try Sports, right, which was an awesome store. I remember, what's that?
The mothership.
The mothership. Yeah. At Park Plaza.
Yeah.
Park Plaza. I remember going in there and I just got into cycling because it was like, well, if you run, then you got to bike, and then if you bike, you got to swim, and then we'll talk about that. But I remember going into your store and just being so intimidated because I never owned a single bit of biking clothing at all and had no experience in Lycra or anything that tight on my body. And I remember just being so intimidated because you had these beautiful Go Try Sports kits, the top, the shorts and stuff. And every time I saw anybody riding those, they look like pros, like they look like cycling pros that you see in the Olympics or in the Tour de France or whatever. And I just remember being so intimidated. And you go into your shop and you had all your bibs, all your racing bibs and all your medals. And I just remember the moment where all of a sudden I felt like I was in your presence, kind of come into your world, your running world. And I was like, man, now I get to hang out with Al Olivetti.
Well, let me tell you something. You didn't just come into it, man. You bust the door down because, my memory has a lot of black holes too. I mean, you can fill in where you feel like you need to. But this is my recollection of first realizing that Chip Collins was on the scene, right? Was, we used to have that Hilton Half Marathon that was started right down there at Calhoun Street.
Promenade.
Yes, yeah. Man. We ran right down All Joy, Myrtle Island, Pine Island, right? It was like, boom. And we were producing it that day, and you showed up and ran, right? And, I knew you kind of in the periphery. My recollection was that you were there, but, we didn't know you much as a runner or much less as a triathlete, but certainly not a runner, right? But anyway, you showed up that day and you showed out, man. You came down and you threw down like a 120, mid 120s at a half marathon, which was legit 120, right? Back in the day.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Chip just showed up on the scene. Man, it was like, holy shit, who's Chip? Chip Collins is a runner. Who knew?
I really appreciate that. And I tell you what, the thing that I didn't appreciate was that that was a qualifier race for some college kids, I think. That's right. Yeah. And they just totally wiped out my chance to win any bling, no stadium, no podium, nothing, man. Yes. I felt robbed, but I was so glad to be there because it was my best race, my best half marathon ever.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was fastest. Yeah.
All right. But so was that before or after you started cycling across the state with us?
Well, that was what I want to talk about is that, we've had this journey, and the reason I want to talk to you is not just because we're buds and friends for so long, but I think of you as someone who has sort of harnessed and furthered fitness in particular on the island. I realize the Lowcountry, but in particular on the island. And I want to talk about all the events through the years that you've done and who and how that benefits the community because it's amazing. No, I don't think anybody's done it. I mean, there's other entities that have kind of run a race here, a race there, et cetera, but nobody with the passion, the fervor that you do. And that's just really why I want to sit down and talk to you about it. But we can kind of go back and talk about, okay, let's go ahead and just get it out there. Some of the crazy stuff we've done. I mean, this was a non-sanctioned, no medal, no t-shirt event. Remember, you would do your 12-hour endurance races. Yeah. That was my entree into endurance, 12 hours, 6 hours.
Jumping into the fire.
6 hours of riding your bike starting at 6 a.m. on you'd always pick the hottest day of the year, which was like maybe the summer, like the summer solstice, right there. 6 a.m. you start biking, go to noon, drop your bike, noon to 6 p.m. you run for 6 hours, and whoever runs the most, covers the most mileage.
Pretty much, man. It was bragging rights, but let's go ahead and call what it was, can we, man? Because we live on Hilton Head Island, right? And there's a reason why we had it in the summertime too, right? Because back in those times, we were also training for Ironmans.
Yeah.
right? That was just kind of fed into the training program, right? Normally Ironmans we did were in late fall, like November, we're going down to Florida, right?
That's good training.
So we would have it sometime in August, which just so happens to be bloody hot on Hilton Head, right? And humid, of course, right? But it was 12 hours of sufferfest, right? Right. We called it 12 hours of head because we live on Hilton Head, and it was 12 hours of spending your time on Hilton Head, just biking for 6 hours, like you said, and then go right into a 6-hour run. And whoever logged the most miles, we had a formula. I forgot the biking miles count for so many running miles, but we added them all up, and whoever had the most miles at the end of the 12 hours was a champion. And what that mean? It just means that you got the coldest beer or something, but it wasn't any kind of fanfare to it. There wasn't a registration fee. There wasn't a t-shirt.
What was fun about that is people would peel off, they'd peel off, like they'd stop running after a certain period of time and they'd be like, I'm done. This is crazy. I remember that's the first endurance event that I had done. And I don't have a long career, but I was blessed to be able to go into it and have some success in it. And I remember my wife, Carrie, she showed up and saw the carnage on the sidewalk out in front of Go Try Sports there at Park Plaza, and people seeing writhing in pain from their calves all, cramping up and stuff. And she said, who are these people? Like,
no aid stations, no massage therapist, nothing, man. You just go out there and give it all you got.
But that's what I'm saying is like the fitness arena. You're so passionate about that. You've been a successful triathlete, marathoner, runner, all the things you've done through all your time, but you've really kind of committed to helping other people get into that. So let's kind of bring that more forward, because the races that you're organizing now are different. You still run, I think it's the only triathlon on the island, right? Is that?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Which just took place.
Right? Yes. Yeah. It's in June now every year.
Right. And how many participants?
280 or so.
280. Okay. Yeah. Is that up, down from where it's been historically?
It's gradually ticking up.
Okay.
Yeah. So, it's up from last year anyway, if you want to go year to date.
And you've got people that are doing I know for me, that was my first triathlon. I mean, listen, when I remember learning about that race from my buddies, Matt and Edmund, right? And they were telling me they were training for this triathlon. I was like, no, wait. Triathlon is an Olympic sport, man. There's no way you're training for a triathlon. Like, no, this guy, Al Olivetti, he does this Beach Bum Triathlon. You can win a coconut monkey head and all this kind of stuff. Well, anyway, the point is that you bring people to a comfort in that arena, something that really seems unattainable, to be able to all of a sudden you swim in the ocean. For a lot of people, distance in the ocean.
Yeah.
And then running, biking, it's just incredible. So I really just admire how you do that. And you got literally people that do that. And then you split it up. So it's like, well, if triathlon isn't for you, then you can do a duathlon, right? So you don't have to get in the water if you don't want to. Right. And if you're only comfortable in one leg of that, well, then do a team.
Right.
So you really make it so approachable.
Right.
And I love that, man.
That's one of the most proud events I've ever done. We're going on our 44th production of that event.
44.
Yeah, we started in 2002, and we've had some years we were doing 2 a year. A couple years we did 3 a year, but now we're down to 1 a year. We just merged the whole party into one day. And we're on second and third generation of family members doing it, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing people our age now with their sons and daughters doing it as a team, and now their sons and daughters are like at age where they're having kids, and now we're introducing that generation to it. I mean, we've seen marriages happen, friendships happen, and that race just really breaks down all the barriers. And like you said, it really breaks down the obstacles of getting people into fitness.
Well, and so if someone is even not into that, which that's an endurance event. I mean, it's a sprint distance, right? So it's the shortest of sort of the category of triathlon. But let's just break it down to even like 5Ks or even shorter races. Tell me about what you're doing, like across the calendar year. You've got a lot of events going on. Like that's really the mainstay of what's keeping you busy.
We do a lot of events, man. I mean, we do close to 35 to 40 a year now.
Okay.
Everything from 5Ks to half marathons to that one triathlon. We do a fun little yoga meditation event with Jiva Yoga Center.
That's on the beach too.
That's on the beach. Yeah. We call it the mindful triathlon because it's not even timed event. It's more of it's just an experience where you get your body and soul moving. And
how cool is that? So partnerships with other people that are like-minded, fitness, wellness.
Well, partnerships are a key to success for my events, right? Someone told me a long time ago, right? If you want to walk fast, walk alone. But if you want to walk far, you walk together, right? So it's true. And partnerships and collaborations are huge. And one thing I would what the most proud thing of all the events, right? All the 40 events, not just one in particular, are the amount of money we raise for our local community, because the charity partner, every single event we do has a charity partner. And over the course of years, as someone asked me a year ago when we were doing the Nutcracker 5K, right, that benefits a deep well, like, oh my God, they were asking me how much money you think I've raised over the years. I never ever stopped to think about that, because you don't, right? You just kind of move, you keep going, right? You're done with that year, let's move on to the next year. But you start tallying it up. I mean, it's considerable amount of money, and it makes you just so really happy when you stop and think about it, and proud, really proud, because it's not just me, it's not just my immediate team, my wife, and my whole team that's in my event production business. We're just super proud.
Yeah. Well, you should be. I mean, that's incredible. And so how many, without, and I know you said you're kind of working on drawing up the dollars, et cetera, but how many organizations do you think you benefit across the course of the year? Is it
like charitable organizations?
Like all 40 races? Is it a different organization?
No, because some of our races are like a race series, like our Palmetto Dunes 5K benefits the Palmetto Dunes Cares.
Yeah.
Right. But that pool of money that they raise and that little 5K on the beach to date has generated over $250,000 right back into our community. So that's pure donation.
And you just started that. I want to say in recent history, but I don't track it like you do. But how many years have you been doing that?
That year is into its 7th year.
Okay. All right. So let's just pause there, because that is a race series. What's the frequency of that? So everybody kind of pays attention. Anybody watching? Can anybody participate in that? And it's every Tuesday?
Affirmative.
Okay.
Anybody can participate. It's open to the general public. It's located at Palmetto Dunes Beach at the Dunes House. In the springtime, we do 2 or 3 every Wednesday. And then we leapfrog into the summer, where we do it every Wednesday through the summertime, June through August.
So it's Wednesdays. Okay.
Wednesday.
What time?
And then we do it on Thanksgiving as well, our Thanksgiving morning one.
What time on Wednesdays? Like
8 a.m. Yeah, 8 a.m.
8 a.m.?
Yes.
So if somebody wants to go to that event, can they go to the guard gate and say, hey, I'm doing that race and let me through?
Yeah, they'll let you through. Yeah. Or we have parking outside the Dunes House, which you can park at the Hilton or at the Trent Jones Golf Course,
so you don't have to
which is a block away, right? So yeah, if you don't want to park in there. But we get a lot of our attendants just walking and biking there, because there's so many bedrooms right near the Dunes House that there's so many people out.
And what's it cost to do that race?
I think it's $30, and then $35 on race day or something.
All right, and you're getting families that show up, I would guess.
Oh, certainly. Yeah, big groups of people.
So how many people might come to, how many?
We average like 300 every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday morning.
Yeah.
On the beach in Palmetto Dunes.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right now, going on. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it's high tide, low tide, hot, rainy, doesn't matter. Yeah. But we average about 300. On Thanksgiving Day, we have 1,200. We had 1,250 on Thanksgiving last.
That's incredible.
And that money goes to benefit Palmetto Dunes Cares, and they in turn distribute to, 7 or 8 different charities every year, right? It's an application process, right?
So that's a key partnership with them. The Palmetto Dunes was agreeable and amenable to having you host it, and that's great, because it's not always easy to do that. I know it gets complicated now. That you go to the beach, right? Everybody can go to the beach, so it makes it easier. You don't have to navigate intersections and have police involved.
Well, we learned this many years ago, that when people visit the island, they want to be on the beach. Yeah. So the first couple of years, we used to have that race on the road at high tide and then on the beach at low tide, right? Yeah. And then I forget the circumstance, but we were forced to move a high tide day onto the beach, and the numbers went up. They ticked up. And we're like, whoa, a light bulb went off. It's like, whoa, that's odd. We think that most people want to get on the road if it's high tide. Yeah. But our beach, man. Even at high tide, you still have a good 15, 20 meters of hard packed sand. Right. Now, at low tide, you have like 75 meters, maybe 100 meters, right? But even at high tide, you got plenty of hard packed sand to run an event. Yeah. So once we learned that people want to be on the beach, understood it, I should say, we moved all the races on the beach. And then the numbers just skyrocketed. They went even higher. Yeah. So, why not?
It's one of the most amazing things about our beach is the hard packed sand, the fact that you can run on it. Certainly a lot of beaches you can run on, you can bike on it, right? And it gets really, really broad. It's an amazing amenity, right, for us. And so you've just tapped into it, natural amenity, get people to the beach.
Get people to the beach, and Mother Nature does her job, and you bring people together and show them an opportunity to have fun, and they know what to do. They take it from there.
But so let's go back to what I was saying is you've got fewer logistics there. You still have logistics, fewer logistics. Now you've got a half marathon that you organize on the south end of the island, right? And that's once a year.
It is once a year, November 2nd.
That gets tricky because you got roads and intersections and paths and police and all that kind of stuff, right? That's a different animal.
Okay, right. That's a great segue because just yesterday we announced that we're moving that venue into Sea Pines. Oh. Right. So now we're partnering with Sea Pines Resort to host this race, and we're going to have it out of the beach club, right? And we're going to utilize a little bit of leisure trails, a little bit of the beach, because that's what people have asked for, and a little bit of the forest preserve, which is the most pristine wildlife refuge on the, it's the biggest undeveloped tract of land on Hilton Head that's got hard-packed dirt trails that you're seeing the best of what Hilton Head has to offer. I mean, the flora, the fauna, the lakes, everything's there. Shade. I mean, it's like heaven when you run there.
So tell me about when that race is.
That'll be November 2nd this year.
Okay, and that's in the new venue, the new setting in Sea Pines.
First time ever. This is going to be the most unique running experience that Hilton has ever.
Man, I wasn't expecting to break news on this video.
We're breaking it right now. Right.
Look, thunder is clapping about this, man. Like, that's fantastic.
Yes, it's going to be a really, really, really cool experience. I mean, bringing the power of Sea Pines Resort and being with that world-class venue is going to be outstanding. And then we got a beautiful course laid out.
So I can't wait. I've always thought that Sea Pines would be a great place, but you got to get permissions, right? They got to be open to that. I love hearing, and maybe with what you did in Palmetto Dunes, and then Sea Pines maybe saw that. They said, hey, you know what? This isn't going to be all that.
Okay, let's just step back. I told you about Palmetto Dunes Turtle Trot 5K. 2 years ago, we started a similar model at the Sea Pines Dolphin Dash. We do that every Thursday morning in Sea Pines.
Okay.
So a Wednesday morning at Palmetto Dunes, a Thursday morning, 8 a.m., Dolphin Dash and Sea Pines out of the beach club on the beach.
Right there.
Right. And that benefits the turtle trackers.
So has that just started?
That started last year.
Okay.
So we have one this morning. It's Thursday.
Similar numbers?
Not quite yet. It hasn't gotten the legs yet, but it will.
Okay, so let's talk about legs. How do people find out about all these events that you're rocking and rolling? Like, are they going to one website? What's the website?
My website's the easiest one, HiltonHeadRunningCompany.com. A bigger, more, we might say aggregate platform that hosts all the races is runsignup.com.
Runsignup.com.
Affirmative. Okay. And you can search by zip code, by town, by distance.
So pretty much all race organizers are throwing their races into that as a conglomerate. Okay. Yes. And that by the way, that works around the country, I'm assuming, right? Absolutely. Okay. So the premier, the original running company in the Lowcountry, Hilton Head Running Company, is sort of the child of Go Try Sports. You had Go Try Sports for how many years?
19.
Okay, 19 years. And then you shifted, right?
We rebranded.
Focused into mainly running.
Yes, sir. Simplified operations. We strictly deal with walkers and runners. We, even more so than that, to narrow it down, our specialty is footwear, fitting footwear, and carrying and selling the best brands and models.
Stuff like this.
That's it. And that's our sole focus. Yeah. We fit and we sell the best running shoes, and we put on badass events.
No pun intended on sole focus, right? I like that. Where's that store?
That is, it's in the village of Wexford, shops at Wexford. I won't give you the address because it's too long, but we're directly next to a Java Burrito restaurant. Yes. And it's conveniently located on the south end of the island. And any quick search on your maps for the Hilton Head Running Company will pop up.
Open every day except Sunday?
Every day but Sunday, for 25 years.
And you're always organizing, when you and I have been running buddies for a long time, so you're always organizing group runs and all that kind of stuff, which is great. And again, man, just everything about what you do, this is who Al Olivetti is, man. It's all about running, it's all about biking, it's all about being fit, it's all about being organized with in and out the community and getting people rocking and rolling to kind of just make the most of it.
Well, we try, man. We try. Really just trying to get people to have confidence in themselves and know not to stop and not quit. And no matter, where they are, their spot in life, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to be there in a month from now or a year from now or 2 years from now. And just to keep going, man. You just got to keep moving.
Oh, man.
More than anything, you got to keep moving.
Yeah, and get out there. Get out. It's like what Ron Maver says, the first mile sucks. Get out there. Because after that, once you kind of break through that seal, everything's good. You might discover who you are as a runner, as a racer, marathoner, as a person.
I mean, that's what we're all after, right?
And as a member of this community.
Yeah.
Right? But you're rock and roll on that, man.
This is right back at you, man.
Listen, I thank you for everything that you do for this community and everything you've done for me personally in my fitness journey. and continue to, and the way you inspire all of our mutual friends and that sort of thing. It's just
Thanks, man.
nonstop, man. That's you. Appreciate it. The endurance guy.
Well, I admire the hell out of you too, man.
Thanks. All right, guys. Well, listen, there's Al Olivetti. Check out the website, check out the races, check out the events. Most importantly, just get out there, right? Get some miles.
Keep moving, man.
Keep moving. All right, we'll see you guys soon.